Good afternoon, everyone. It is November 26th, 2022. It is Saturday. I thought about getting this made yesterday, but I decided to take the day off. So, this is going to be a weekly outlook for the week of, what would that be, November 27th until the 2nd of December. Obviously, we had the Turkey Day on Thursday, so that was off, and Friday was extremely low volume, so I passed on watching that session. Uh, this is a bit of a messy chart. We'll get into it, and I'll try and make it a little bit more clear. I want to summarize the week, though, before we actually get into how the structure is developing. So let's zoom out a bit and let's take a look at this guy over here. So what I had said in last week's outlook was that I wanted to see the Bulls kind of defend that 39, 35 to 45 kind of area. And overall, I was still bullish over 39.25. And that's what we had. We had that defense of 39.25ish. I think 35 on Monday. Yeah, on Monday we held 37.50. We rallied, and then Tuesday overnight we held 45 again, right around what was the value area low from the week prior. And then from there, it was pretty much just a ramp upwards. We held 62-ish on Wednesday's RTH, and then we trended up towards what I had as a bull target as weekly value area high, and the weekly high from a couple weeks ago, around 0750. So we held that, and Wednesday we opened up, ramped up. Interestingly enough, we couldn't break the RTH high. Last week's RTH high, I believe, was coming in at 38.50. Shown here is the Globex high going up towards 51. But we were unable to break that RTH high. Instead, we sold off, but we did hold, again, that very bullish prior week's value area high, those weekly highs from this kind of first week we came into here following the CPI ripper. So we held that. And then Thursday, obviously, the market was closed. I think this is just Globex nonsense. And Friday, we had the half session, and we kind of held this upper area. So let's go into how the structure is developing here. On your very left in yellow, I know it's quite an egregious color to pick, but keeps things very easy to see. This is our monthly profile that's developing, and then we have weekly profiles as well. We can actually delete the actual price for now, and we can just look at the pure structure. If we hide these indicators, oh, nope, I guess we'll keep them on. What do we have here? We have a lot of volume being done in this, let's call it above 39.20-ish, that critical area which I mentioned. Just the second half of the year's halfback coming in at 14.75. So we have held that and built a lot of volume above it for a few weeks now. Value area high on the developing month is sitting right at the highs of our weeks. Same thing with this week in particular. We've created sort of primarily a double distribution, but what I want to note is that after getting into that 4,007-ish area, we built a lot of volume at the highs. Our weekly pot coming in at 31 quarter, a close at 33, weekly value area high matching the actual price high, and this is a double top matching the week prior's high being at 38.50. So we've not only matched that high, we've built volume up here. So what I'm going to be looking for is for us to get into this this gap, this purple area here, tag year-to-date VWAP at 40.88, but really get in towards this higher time frame structure. Year-to-date halfback being a major one at 41.55 quarter, but you can see there's a lot of other stuff here up in these numbers. Each one, first half of the year's value very high as well at 41.87, and some other stuff even further up. So I am bullish coming into this week. Not only is it Christmas time of year, which tends to be a little bit of a bullish tilt to it. The price tends to float up, if you want to call it that. We also have just objectively holding that 35 to 45 area, getting above 62, getting to that 4,007, and defending the retest, and then building volume at the highs. It's hard to not see this as a breakout scenario. Whether that happens or not, that's a different question. Let me get our price back in there. There we go. So what am I actually looking at for the week coming up? Here is our major news for the week. Just Bullard talking at 12 o'clock on Monday. Tuesday, consumer confidence about 30 minutes into the open. Wednesday is our major day. Powell at 1:30, and preceding that we have Jolt's GDP quarter over quarter and NFP all on Wednesday. Thursday we have some more news pre-market, PCE month over month, and unemployment. Friday NFP. Honestly, I will probably not be trading Wednesday or maybe even Friday. We'll see. But Wednesday, I'm likely holding off on just because of how much news we have. So, what I'll expect is Monday or Tuesday to actually get some sort of breakout upwards. I want to see us start getting into these 4100s. I want to see us close that gap. This is the CPI from September, I believe, where we sold off of 41.76. I think, yeah, 75 or 76. I want to see us getting into this gap and start getting to this 41.37 area, which was important in August. I want to see that happen on Monday and Tuesday. I expect Tuesday to be a little bit quieter towards the end of the day as we anticipate NFP and GDP and Powell. So I expect Tuesday night to be a little bit quiet. Wednesday, of course, will be that'll be a volatile session, and Thursday and Friday to kind of clean it up. But in general, it looks like we're not going to be closing that CPI gap. I can just turn on the RTH for you guys so you can see it a little bit clearer. I do not think we're going to be getting into this gap here. Instead, I'll be treating 39.62 as a pivot, and I will be quite bullish above there. The weekly halfback from last week sitting at 88.50. So yeah, we lose a bit of momentum below that, but again, 62 has been that critical number, and that is just I think it's a Q3 POC. Um, what is that? 39.62 Q3 halfback. Sorry, that is what the 39.62 is. So unsurprising that it's turned out to be such an important number. So that will be what I'm looking at for next week. I'm continuing to be bullish as long as we're above 62 now. I think if we get below that 40 number, maybe you catch some bids intraday, but I think that ends up falling. You lose the bid at 39.14ish. Again, maybe you get a couple bids intraday, but ultimately I think 14s fail. You get into the gap, and you're looking at that 37.50 scenario. But in general, as long as we're above 62, I'm bullish for a tag of that year-to-date halfback at 41.55 quarter, or sorry, I think it's a H2 year-to-date halfback at 41.55 quarter. Yeah, so I'm looking for around there. That's all I have for you guys. I know it's a bit of a long video at 7.5 minutes. The plan for Monday's RTH session will be out tomorrow sometime, but I just wanted to give you guys an outlook on the week and show you guys what I'm looking at. So yeah, just bullish. Hope you guys have a great rest of your weekend, and trade safe for Sunday. See you guys later.